Stephen Hawking once said, "Artificial intelligence will soon be significantly more powerful than the human brain." Therefore, as human beings, we must submit to a higher intelligence, similar to how animals are subordinate to humans these days. What just a few months ago sounded like pure science fiction suddenly no longer seems so far-fetched. Because in the last few weeks, new breakthroughs in the field of artificial intelligence have been made almost continuously. And one development in particular overshadows almost everything: ChatGPT. ChatGPT hardly needs an introduction anymore, because the so-called large language model is already used for all kinds of things, whether for homework, writing articles, as a personal advisor, doctor, trainer, assistant, or even as a software developer. In this video, we mainly want to go into the lesser-known sides of ChatGPT and not only introduce you to the somewhat spooky story of how it came about, but also show you what the makers themselves think about their own creation, and how ChatGPT and machine learning will influence our future. In fact, OpenAI, the company behind ChatGPT at the time, was born primarily for one reason: fear. Even 7 years ago, many of the biggest tech billionaires like Elon Musk, LinkedIn founder Reid Hoffman, or investor Peter Thiel had exactly the same concern as Stephen Hawking. They feared that artificial intelligence could eventually surpass humanity and then harm all of humanity. To prevent this, they founded the nonprofit organization OpenAI together in 2015, which should develop artificial intelligence that will be used exclusively for the benefit of mankind. Elon Musk and the other co-founders of the organization were also very afraid of Google. Google had been researching artificial intelligence for a long time, and the things the company was secretly developing in their lab worried Musk a lot at the time. Specifically, Elon Musk said years ago that Google's secret AI could eventually become evil and take over mankind. OpenAI was therefore also created with the intention of openly developing artificial intelligence and not in secret, as happened with Google. Right from the start, OpenAI had a huge advantage over Google for their goal. Because the organization attracted many of the most brilliant AI researchers in the world with its nonprofit attitude and open nature. For example, Ilya Sutskever, an engineer who was fascinated by AI as a child and previously helped develop some of the biggest AI breakthroughs himself. In fact, it was Google that eventually helped OpenAI create the organization's biggest breakthrough. Because scientists at Google published in 2017 the so-called transformer, a technology that suddenly makes artificial intelligence really intelligent. With transformers, AIs can suddenly process language in a very natural way, and so OpenAI finally developed its own language model that was built on exactly this transformer architecture. Finally, in November 2022, OpenAI released ChatGPT 3.5, and without really knowing it, they changed the world with it. Without a big announcement or publicity campaign, the model was simply put online. And when the first users started writing with ChatGPT, the model spread like wildfire. Many noticed immediately that the way ChatGPT answered was different from the way computer programs or chatbots usually answered. ChatGPT even understood complex and difficult questions and immediately had a suitable answer ready. While you could only ask Siri or Alexa certain things, ChatGPT suddenly seemed like a living being that seemed to really know what you wanted. More and more people eventually started using it and then enthusiastically showed it to their friends and colleagues. After just 2 months, ChatGPT had more than 100 million users, making it technically one of the most successful products in all of human history. Nowadays, people already use ChatGPT for almost every imaginable task, not only for homework or university work, but especially in professional life. ChatGPT takes on new tasks that would have been unthinkable months ago to hand them over to a machine. ChatGPT is already being used in computer science, medicine, or for creative tasks such as songwriting or writing poems or newspaper articles. But although OpenAI achieved a huge success with ChatGPT, the organization did not get any closer to its actual goal. On the contrary, they increasingly became what they actually wanted to prevent. But why actually? OpenAI changed their company model some time ago and became more and more of a nonprofit company that is really looking for profit. Then, when Microsoft invested almost $10 billion in OpenAI and took over almost half of the company, OpenAI became almost exactly what Google was back then. Also, with their latest ChatGPT variant, ChatGPT-4, the company began revealing less and less about the architecture and the data they used to create the model. They were no longer open at all, but suddenly very closed and secretive. For this reason, Elon Musk turned away from the company some time ago, and now even warns against simply developing programs like ChatGPT further. But how exactly could ChatGPT actually develop and change our world in the future? And why is that actually a danger? While ChatGPT may seem like an incredible technological feat that will be hard to beat, technology is already advancing at a rapid pace, and at a speed that is almost uncanny. The latest version of ChatGPT will soon have a kind of app store that you can use to easily install extensions for ChatGPT. These extensions can then let ChatGPT search the internet, book a trip, or analyze documents and folders, for example. While that sounds very impressive, the latest version of ChatGPT is a groundbreaking achievement in itself. Researchers only recently discovered that ChatGPT-4 has so-called emerging capabilities. This means that ChatGPT can improve completely on its own and is actually even smarter than it first appears. To do this, researchers always had to ask ChatGPT whether the program was quite sure that it would deliver the best answer. And that alone dramatically improved ChatGPT's performance in their experiment. All of a sudden, ChatGPT made almost no mistakes at all and, as one of the researchers described, suddenly began to concentrate very strongly. Another research team went even further and gave ChatGPT access to various digital tools, such as photo editors or other models that also use artificial intelligence. They then gave ChatGPT very demanding tasks and found that it could operate all the connected tools on its own and complete the tasks almost perfectly. One of the researchers explained in an interview about the experiment that ChatGPT shows signs of AGI earlier. Elon Musk has also warned of so-called AGI. But what exactly is that? Although an AGI is not clearly defined, it usually describes a general artificial intelligence, i.e. an AI that can outperform humans in all areas, can use tools, and even has its own motivation. It's like the perfect robot with a brilliant brain. An AGI would have innumerable advantages for mankind, since it could, for example, solve almost impossible tasks such as curing diseases or exploring the universe, as well as the search for the origin of life itself. Many of the biggest problems on our planet could disappear with AGI. But there is also a new big problem, and the AGI itself will bring with it. Namely, AGI could not only advance the progress of mankind, but also mean the end of mankind with just as great intelligence. Especially when authoritarian states and dictators use it as a weapon to develop new diseases or create completely new types of infinitely destructive bombs. But even without malicious humans, an AGI could just turn against humans like a new, more intelligent animal species that hunts the weaker animals. So we are back at the very beginning of this video and with the quote from Stephen Hawking, which curiously also indirectly caused the emergence of OpenAI and ChatGPT. But what is your opinion on the subject? Should we fear artificial intelligence and rapid progress, or rather focus on the many benefits that Kim brings? We are very curious about your opinion, and we'll see you next time here on Wikipedia Plus. Take care.